Good day and welcome back to Building with Bits. My name is Krisecco and this week, situated right next to this marvelously large lake, we're going to attempt to change up some of the fundamentals of Minecraft with the Little Tiles mod, recreating a beautifully designed piece of modern architecture. Let me show you what I mean. Rather unconventionally, we start out by building a temporary wall, which we will use to draw the shape of our building onto. A bit weird, but as we take a closer look, you can see exactly why I need that surface to draw on. Laying down the slices to frame out exactly where I want all the walls to be, then once I've got the shape I'm happy with, filling in the center so we're left with this strikingly majestic G. Now, we actually need to make this frame into some functional walls and floors, so filling out the rest of the full blocks on the left hand side, we can then copy and paste everything along block by block until we have the G that we are looking for. Wait, that's a bit patchy. Okay, there we go, the G that we're looking for. But as you can see, I still haven't filled in all the slices, and obviously there's a good reason. It's because as I build up the outer walls, I want to make sure everything ends up being perfectly flush with the unconventional angles that make up the frame. So, waiting until we've actually finished those walls, this will mean we can just place those slices right over the top without any issue. Other than these huge windows, I think my most favourite part of this build so far is the white modern style paneling in the middle. I really think it brings a futuristic feel to the overall build, and for such a simple concept, in my opinion, just always ends up looking good. Now, moving up a floor, this top face of the building is pretty much entirely acacia wood paneling. So, to take up some of that mostly flat space, we add in a couple of large windows either side of a glass framed doorway in the center. Finally, coming around to finish off the back of the house with a pretty similar design to the front, adjusting slightly for the fact that there is, obviously, no door. And with that, we've almost completed the outer walls. I've only a couple more things to do before I fill in the slices and we get to see what this looks like, at least on the outside, with all them jagged edges filled in. So, firstly I wanted to design some solar panels for the roof so we can collect some of that free energy streaming down at us from that nuclear fireball in the sky. Making a simple slanted frame and filling in the center with lapis, I managed to fit 12 on top of the building in total, so should be plenty of power for all that we have planned on the inside. Secondly, and I know gravity doesn't really exist in Minecraft, but I still like to pretend we actually connect it up to the ground. So with all that said and done, and the slices for the outside put in place, this is what we have so far. This build is really coming together now, especially with all them nice flat angles. I could almost forget I'm in Minecraft at this point, like really, it's actually kind of mad. But alas, back to work I must go, because I wasn't quite happy with how the edges of these angled windows turned out. I thought the slices would cover up the jagged edges a little better. Unfortunately, they stick out like a sore thumb, so with a lot of work redoing those edges on all of the windows, we end up with a much smoother transition between wall and glass. Doing this correctly the first time round is always better, but if you have to go back and redo something, never be afraid to do so. It was definitely worth the effort. Finally, on the last stage of the outside of this build, I laid down some railings and installed some steps around the front of the house so you can actually walk in. And that pretty much concludes the outside of this build. If you like what you see so far and would like more of this type of content, don't forget to smash that like button down below, and with a bunch more work finishing off the internals, let's actually have a proper look around the inside. Looking a bit different on the outside, not that much though. Up the stairs, we are presented with a simple yet clean glass double door leading into the main living space. Starting on the right here, we have a small kitchen area, experimenting with the slice tool to create this nice corner cabinet for the sink. I think this is really amazing, like some of the little things you can do with this mod just look really cool, and the impact they have on the overall build can be quite a bit as well. Moving along, we've got a nice big fridge, stocked up with some goodies, and just some cupboards under a clean, clear countertop. Viewing window out the back, moving around. Next up, we've got the couch gaming setup. And as you can see, I've literally gone to town trying to incorporate loads of different angles in the furniture. Also, if I color coded the map properly, it should really be blue to match everything else downstairs. But the idea behind the design of the carpet was to mimic the weeping vines seen in the latest 1.16 Never update. So I left it as was, since in my opinion, it achieves that weeping vine look better with proper colors. Obviously a humongous TV powered by one of those brand new cross boxes. Simple little chessboard and various other ornaments for decoration. I actually really like the Rubik's Cube idea here. It's so simple, but it's also immediately obvious exactly what it is, and it also brings in a little more random color to the room as well. Next, arguably the best part of the downstairs is our mega awesome triple gaming battle station. Unfortunately, we don't have computer craft or anything, so they are more for decoration, but as you can see, I've even decked out all the inside with like the PSU and the cables all leading up to the motherboard, and even the little slots for the RAM and the CPU, so yeah, I'm probably a bit more proud of these than I really should be. Can you tell I like computers? Hell, you can even sit in the chairs properly to have your own little gaming session. This is amazing. I actually think I'm obsessed. So I think that's the whole downstairs covered. So let's check out upstairs, or up elevator, since we don't actually have any stairs. Here we can click the side panel and the doors open right up to let us in. Close them again so we can move up to the first floor. Finally, opening the doors, we are greeted with a huge open plan space maximized for comfort and obviously the beautiful views of the surrounding scenery. Couch set up in a corner so you can chill in the warmth on a nice cold winter evening, gazing out across the serene waters, slowly traveling downstream. Maybe even grab yourself a nice hot cup of chocolate and even a book. I couldn't think of a better place I would love to unwind and spend my evenings. Especially with this added balcony out here too. At the back, a nice clean, open plan bedroom with massive purple and blue bed. Love it. Again, here, I've used the slice tool at various angles to give a really nice inclusive effect with the shape of the bed. I find this technique also helps bring a more realistic feel, since it means not everything is so perfectly lined up to the block like it would usually be in Minecraft. Now, I think that covers everything. Oh wait, I almost forgot. In the floor of the kitchen area, behind the elevator, there's actually a little secret hatch. This leads down into an underground pool. Just a nice place to cool off after a long, hard day's gaming. And there we have it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, and when this video reaches that goal of 50 likes, I will post this world onto my Patreon as a free download so you can take a proper look around in game if you would like. Also, any suggestions, obviously feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I shall see you next time.